There is no way a person who has been here 20 years, 10 years, let it be 3 years, that will know all the rules of the asylum. Because every day they are changing these rules. So the person who came 20 years back, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, if he tells you don't give in your passport, maybe by that, in this year, that was working. But now, how are you going to really make the interviewer or the immigration officer that I lost my passport and I come from this country, and you don't have that thing, that document that talks about you? My name is Hajara. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about those things that you have to bring on the day of your affirmative asylum interview. What do you really need to have? What do you really need to prepare? What do they want? What do they expect from you as an asylum applicant? How would you feel if someone comes to you and tell you, I come from Uganda, with no written document, with no nothing? How can you be sure that this person is coming from that land that he is talking about? Mind you, these people, they are just starting now to differentiate us, however much they don't differentiate us. So how will they be sure that you're coming from this race that you're talking about? How can you go and tell a story and you show some proof, maybe the police report or maybe the doctor's report, but you say the important, the sensitive document like a passport got lost? Automatically, most of them, they will know that you're lying. The exception may be the people who pass by water. They can say, my passport fell into water. Then it's okay. But you're showing them your ticket, your plane ticket, that you came from Uganda through Netherlands, from Netherlands by Lufthansa to Germany. But you don't have your passport. How did you board from Netherlands to Germany? So sometimes we need to be realistic. We need to be real. We lie too much, but we have to reduce something. You have to show the honesty in you. Give in your passport. It will not cost you anything. There is no way a person who has been here 20 years, 10 years, let it be 3 years, that will know all the rules of the asylum. Because every day they are changing these rules. So the person who came 20 years back, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, if he tells you don't give in your passport, maybe by that, in this year, that was working. But now, how are you going to really make the interviewer or the immigration officer that I lost my passport and I come from this country, and you don't have that thing, that document that talks about you? So you don't need to hear what they say, but you have to also think for yourself. You don't need to be on this propaganda that A will always be A, B will always be B. No, things change. You have to produce any document that can help you through your interview, through your asylum process. Maybe you have to provide in your birth certificate, you have to provide in the marriage certificate. If you're married here, they believe a married person has to have a marriage certificate. So you need to provide this marriage certificate, be it your spouse is back home or you came with your spouse. You have to show that marriage certificate for them to know which category you fall into. Maybe later when you start working with that your marriage certificate, it can help you to go into another taxation level. Because here the taxation level, we have the single taxation level, we have the married taxation level with no kids, we have the married taxation level with kids. So maybe that document later, at the later stage, it will help you. So you have to provide that marriage certificate, and it will help you also through your asylum process. If you're talking about domestic violence as the reason as to why you left your home country, so the marriage certificate will prove you are married, and then you face this domestic violence. So this is the evidence that they need from you to be sure of what you're talking about. It doesn't mean that everyone who comes here will have evidence, but at all you have the chance to have the evidence. Just pack it and bring it, and you have to show to these people that this and this and this happened to me. For the family or single parent or single father, those who have guardians, You have to appear with these kids. Remember when you applied for asylum, you were with these kids and they were under your protection. So on this day of your affirmative asylum interview, you have to come with these kids. You have to produce these kids in this interview. You have to come with what talks with maybe their passports, maybe their birth certificate, to show to the asylum migration officer that these kids are under my protection, these are my kids, and this is their information. So you have to give in those supporting information about the kids for them to be sure that you're the mother or you're the father. They'll ask for DNA or they'll make it themselves, but they'll expect you to have those small supporting documents about your kids. Those are the birth certificates. If you have a birth certificate that is in English, or any birth certificate, maybe it's in Luganda or from your home country, maybe the Arab countries, maybe Singapore, anywhere that the language cannot be read by the immigration officer, you have to translate these documents, not only birth certificates, any document, maybe your school documents, maybe your anything that talks about you, that is an important document that you're going to present there, and it's not in English or in German. You have to translate it before you present this document to them. So you have to be with it on the day of your interview. When you're going for interview, I always say prepare. Cross-check of what you're taking. Is it really what you need? Cross-check. For more videos, like, share, comment. See you in the next video.